The Message Game, A Guide to Dating at the Touch of a Button by Ice White. Picture a 14-year-old kid who's basically allergic to social interaction. That's Ice White, our author, back in his awkward teenage years. He was glued to his computer screen, living and breathing video games, and completely terrified of actual human contact. But here's the thing. There was this girl he'd see walking to school every morning. His heart would do that annoying flutter thing, but of course, he never had the guts to say a word to her in person. So what did he do? He did what any shy, game-obsessed teenager would do. He messaged her on Facebook. A lot. Like a concerning amount. But something fascinating started happening in his brain during all those late-night conversations. He began seeing patterns, like he was leveling up in a video game. He wondered, what if dating through messages was actually just another game to crack? What if there was a cheat code hidden somewhere in all those texts? That one thought kicked off a wild 10-year adventure. This lonely kid who could barely look someone in the eye transformed himself into a dating coach and, wait for it, an actual video game creator. He basically went from living in virtual worlds to creating real-world connections. Talk about a glow-up. Today, we're diving into the roadmap he built from all those years of trial and error. This isn't your typical just-be-yourself dating advice. This is a battle-tested strategy that started as a simple online document and exploded across the internet, changing lives left and right. It's called The Message Game, and it's about to show you how to turn your phone into a dating superpower. By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly how to cut through all the digital nonsense, stop wasting precious hours, and actually make something real happen in the actual world. You're about to learn how to stop being that forgettable hey in someone's inbox and become the person who makes things happen. Let's do a thought experiment that might make you uncomfortable. Imagine you're an attractive woman in today's dating world. Your phone basically never stops buzzing. Your Instagram messages look like a natural disaster. Dozens of guys desperately trying to stand out. Your Tinder? Forget about it. The author actually tested this with a fake female profile and got over 200-300 matches in the first day alone. For context, most guys won't see that many matches in their entire lifetime. This is what he calls the, quote, hot girl reality. It's basically drowning in options, while most of those options are, let's be honest, complete garbage. Picture message after message of, hey, and how are you? Or compliments that sound exactly like the 50 compliments she got yesterday. Oh, and let's not forget the lovely unsolicited photos that absolutely nobody asked for. This is the absolute circus that modern dating has become. Technology was supposed to make connecting easier, right? Instead, it's built a maze of confusion and disappointment. Think about it. Back in 1986, if you wanted to see someone again, you had to actually call their house phone and commit to a real plan. Now, you can ghost someone with zero consequences. Just don't text back. Social media turned everyone into their own personal brand manager, constantly posting filtered, posed, perfectly curated lies about how amazing their life is. So how do you make a genuine connection in this absolute mess? Here's where most guys completely faceplant. They fall into three massive traps. Trap number 1. They think their job is to be entertaining. They turn into performing monkeys, juggling jokes and memes, desperately hoping she'll laugh enough to like them. But here's the harsh truth. If you're only entertaining her, you'll only ever be her entertainment. You become the funny guy she messages when she's bored, not the guy she actually wants to meet. Trap number 2. They think messaging is for getting to know each other. They spend weeks, sometimes months, exchanging their entire life stories through screens. The author says, this is absolutely shooting yourself in the foot. Real connection, the kind that actually matters, happens face to face. It happens through voice, eye contact, body language, shared moments. If you've already told each other everything before you even meet, what's left? You've basically spoiled the movie before watching it. And trap number 3, the biggest one, messaging without any clear destination. The conversation just wanders around like a lost tourist with no map. And surprise, surprise, the relationship goes absolutely nowhere too. This is the problem that's keeping millions of people stuck. But here's the solution. And it's so simple it's almost ridiculous. Are you ready? Here's the entire philosophy of the message game. The only purpose of messaging is to meet in real life. That's literally it. Every single message you send should be moving you one step closer to sitting across from each other in the real world. Anything that doesn't serve that purpose, the author calls it exactly what it is. Complete nonsense. Asking about her day for the 5th time? Nonsense. Sending memes back and forth for 3 hours? Nonsense. You're not trying to live in her phone. You're trying to create actual memories with an actual person in the actual world. This philosophy requires you to completely rewire your brain. It starts with taking full ownership of your results. No more blaming her for not responding. No more excuses. You're in the driver's seat, and it's your job to get where you want to go. So how do you actually do this? How do you make this work in practice? First, you need to understand your tools. The book breaks down all the major platforms: phone numbers, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses. WhatsApp is the author's go-to for moving conversations off dating apps like Tinder. Why? Because it's direct and simple. You get a number, you can set up a meeting. Done. But here's something that'll surprise you. The author argues that Facebook is actually the most powerful tool for long-term connections, even though only 1% of guys in his poll actually used it that way. Why? Because of something called 6 degrees of separation. Facebook doesn't just connect you to her, it connects you to her entire social universe. You can see mutual friends, which instantly builds trust and familiarity. Plus, a Facebook connection is basically forever. She'll passively see your life through your posts, and that can spark a conversation months or even years later. Instagram, though? That's a whole different beast. It's basically a validation factory. It's built on followers, not actual friendship. And here's a critical warning from the author. Never, ever move a conversation from Tinder to Instagram. So many female profiles on Tinder exist purely to collect Instagram followers from hopeful guys. When you follow her, you just became another number, another fan, validating her existence. You're putting her on a pedestal and instantly lowering your own value. Don't do it. This brings us to a brilliant concept he calls the tall guy theory. Imagine you're really tall. You've heard, "Wow, you're so tall," about 10,000 times in your life. After a while, it becomes meaningless background noise. Now apply that to a beautiful woman. She's been told she's beautiful thousands of times. Your compliment, no matter how genuine you think it is, just sounds like elevator music to her. So what's your advantage? Simple. Be different. Don't be another compliment in the crowd. And this is where the actual strategies come in. Once you match on Tinder, the clock starts ticking. You need to move toward a meeting, and you need to do it efficiently. The author created some powerful opening lines that work like screening tools, not pickup lines. The most famous one is the spontaneous line. Let's skip all the nonsense. How spontaneous are you? Why does this work so well? The first part immediately signals that you're not like the other 100 guys in her inbox. You're not here for small talk. The second part is a test. Instead of trying to impress her, you're now screening her. You just flipped the entire dynamic. Suddenly, you're the one choosing, not the one begging to be chosen. There's a variation called the adventurous line. Let's skip all the nonsense. How adventurous are you? The author noticed the word adventure shows up constantly in female Tinder profiles, so this line taps directly into something she's already told you she values. Her answer immediately tells you if she's actually fun and willing to meet. Once she responds positively, you've got the green light. Next step. Get her number, move to WhatsApp, and organize the meeting. It really can be that straightforward. Another powerful tool is the 3 things line. Can you name 3 things that would be amazing for a date? Or tell me 3 things you want to do if we meet. This is brilliant because she literally does the planning for you. If she says, get pancakes, watch a scary movie, and have a pillow fight, congratulations, you now have a perfect date that she designed and pre-approved. How easy is that? The key to all of this is being decisive. You have to lead. Women appreciate a man who can actually make decisions. Never say, let me know, or what do you want to do? You need a plan. To meet a woman, you only need 3 things: a woman, a place, and a time. Your job is to figure out the place and time. Now, here's something crucial about timing your replies. This isn't about playing games. It's basic psychology. If you reply the second she messages you, what does that tell her? It screams, I have absolutely nothing else going on in my life. It looks desperate. The author suggests a simple guideline. Wait at least 150% of the time she took to reply. If she took an hour, you wait at least 90 minutes. This pacing communicates that you have a life, you have options, and you're not glued to your phone waiting for her. Of course, this rule goes out the window when you're actively planning to meet that day. When timing matters, quick replies are essential. But in those early stages, your response time reveals a lot about your value. This brings us to the foundation of everything, your actual life and how you present it. Your Tinder profile is basically an advertisement for you. Are your photos genuinely the best you have? The author gets really blunt here. Stop using childhood photos. Stop using blurry group photos, where nobody can figure out which one is you. And for the love of everything good, never use mirror selfies. Every photo should have you in it, clearly visible. You need high-quality photos showing you in different situations. A photo with a dog? Great. A photo of you being the center of attention at a social gathering? Even better. It shows social proof, the idea that other people already approve of you. Your photos are your first impression, and you only get one shot at it. This is a lifelong project. Always be looking for great photo opportunities that capture you living an interesting life. But what happens when things go sideways? What if she cancels? What if she ghosts you? The author's advice is beautifully simple. Don't react and move on. You should have an abundance mindset, knowing there are literally millions of other women out there. Don't get obsessed with someone you haven't even met yet. Her rejection isn't a judgment on your worth. Maybe she's just disorganized or not that interested. Either way, your best move is to focus your energy somewhere else. The mantra is, on to the next. Finally, the author encourages shifting from a formal dating frame to a more relaxed friend frame. A formal date can feel like a job interview, loaded with pressure and expectations. But if you frame the meeting as 2 friends hanging out, all that pressure evaporates. The interaction becomes more natural, more balanced, and way more likely to lead to a genuine connection. You can always become more than friends, but starting from friendship builds a way stronger foundation. At its heart, the message game is about simplifying something that's become way too complicated. It's about clarity, purpose, and confidence. It's about understanding that the digital world is just a bridge to get you to the real world, where actual connection happens. This isn't about memorizing lines. It's about adopting a mindset that puts you in control of your dating life, so you can stop waiting for things to happen and start making them happen. When you zoom out and look at the big picture of the message game, you realize this book is teaching you way more than just texting strategies. It's a masterclass in communication, psychology, and cutting through noise in an incredibly loud world. Ice White has handed us a map for navigating territory that leaves most people completely lost. The most powerful lesson, in my opinion, is this laser focus on purpose. In an age where it's ridiculously easy to get trapped in endless, pointless conversations, the book constantly brings you back to one clarifying question. Does this get us closer to meeting in person? This skip-the-nonsense principle isn't just for dating. It's a life philosophy. It's about valuing your own time and energy, and refusing to waste it on interactions that lead nowhere. It teaches you to be the driver of your social life, not a passenger along for the ride. What's also really striking is how the book empowers you by changing the psychological dynamic. That simple screening question, how adventurous are you, fundamentally shifts everything. You move from seeking approval to giving it. This isn't about being arrogant, it's about self-respect. It communicates that you have standards and you're looking for someone who meets them, which is genuinely attractive. So how can you start using these ideas today, right now? Here are 3 simple actions. First, audit your messaging. For the next week, before you send any message in a dating context, ask yourself, what's the purpose of this message, and does it move us closer to actually meeting? If the answer is no, think twice about sending it. This one habit alone will save you countless hours. Second, upgrade your advertisement. Take an honest look at your dating profile photos. Are they really your best? Ask a trusted friend for their brutal honesty. Your assignment, starting today, is to capture one new photo this month, showing you doing something you genuinely enjoy. It doesn't need to be skydiving or climbing Everest. It just needs to be authentic. Third, practice leading. Next time you're making plans with someone, whether it's a date or just a friend, be the one to suggest a specific place and time. Instead of, what do you want to do? Try, there's this great pancake place I've been wanting to check out. Are you free Saturday around 11? You'll be amazed at how people respond to clarity and decisiveness. That was the book summary of The Message Game by Ice White. We've covered the major ideas today, but a summary is like looking at a travel brochure. It can show you pretty pictures and tell you about the highlights, but it can never replace actually taking the trip yourself. The real value of this book is in the hundreds of examples and the subtle mindset shifts that happen when you fully immerse yourself in its philosophy. This summary is your starting point, a tool to help you decide if this journey is worth taking. If anything we discussed sparked a sense of clarity or possibility, I really encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning tactics. It's an experience that can fundamentally change how you connect with people. You can find a link to the book in the description below. Also, if you found this summary valuable, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to Billionaire's Bookshelf. Your support helps us continue exploring these incredible books together. By subscribing, you won't miss our next deep dive into another book that has the power to change your life. Let's keep growing together.